coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, the Lombardi Leap, here with Mersey FB, who's back.
I am back.
His little Christmas.
Yeah, a little Christmas.
Back after his little Christmas vacation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to take some time. I got a little more free time than you do, you know.
Well, yeah. I had to travel to another city for Christmas, but it's fine.
Yeah, let's talk Packers football. And I warned about a self-imploding collapse.
We kind of knew that this was coming, though. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't take a crystal ball to know that, like, Derrick Henry's going to run all over this team.
Yeah, 6'3", 250-pound Derrick Henry, who's bigger than most of our defensive tackles. He's not, but he is. He is, though. Obviously, we lost 41-24. Derrick Henry had 4 touchdowns. Did he have 200 yards? I know they had 308 yards rushing. It was horrible. We don't win the NFC North this year. We're 9-6-1. Ravens go to 8-8, and Ravens clearly played like they had something to play for, and they did. And they especially did because the Pittsburgh Steelers ended up losing to the Browns. And if they beat the Steelers this coming week, they're in the playoffs. So they did have something to play for. Packers can't win the NFC North now. That effectively goes to the Chicago Bears, and we are again the 7th seed. So a lot. I don't really want to talk about the game too much because I think there's a lot of stuff we can talk about outside of the game. It's still related to the game, you know, but
yeah, just to kind of like speed through it from our perspective. Malik Willis played great. Love him. Sucks he's going to leave in the offseason. No, we're not starting him over Jordan Love because that would be dumb.
Don't even know why we have to have this conversation, but we do.
We shouldn't even have to have this conversation. Hope he gets better because he'll probably end up starting this week against Minnesota.
Earn more money. Get us a 3rd-round pick. Right now, I think he's probably at a 4th-round comp.
Oh, really?
I definitely want to see. I think that's the projected contract.
I was thinking like a 7th. That's crazy.
No, I think he'll get like close to. He's projected to get like a Justin Fields-esque deal.
Well, okay, wait, hold on, time out. How do comp picks work? Do they work on like the amount of snaps played during a season, and then if you lose that player and don't replace them, or is it if they get signed to like X money deal?
It's based on money. It's based on money and the free agents you sign as well.
Okay, so we're not signing a single free agent, so we will get like good comp picks. All right, okay. I can rock with this.
Yeah. So, like, let's say Malik Willis goes out, signs a 2-year, I think like a $40 million deal. That's what Justin Fields ended up getting. That would net us around basically a 4th-round comp pick. And if you sign like somebody to like a veteran minimum deal, that plays a little factor. So maybe instead of a 4th-round pick, you get like a 5th. Yeah, you get like a 5th-round pick or something like that. But overall, it's primarily based on the contract they sign. And then the contracts you bring in as well.
Okay.
A little bit of cap info.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I do think Malik Willis should net us that. He's playing well.
Christian Watson continuing to play very well.
Christian Watson is continuing to prove people why I made that apology for him.
Yep. That 1-year extension is turning into a stroke of brilliance. He will get paid very highly. Not this year, but the year after.
He's going to get paid in the offseason.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. That's from what I've learned, from what everything's indicating, because you can save cap by extending him, and I would extend him because his price is only going to go up from here.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him leave Green Bay. My last player to shout out, Jordan Morgan.
Yes.
I think did very well.
Did very well. Still looks a little awkward at right tackle. I expect it, though. But 100% agree with you. He looks like he's settling in. I cannot wait. I hope that this week, if they're going to rest starters, I hope they move him to left tackle this week.
Just to see what you've got, like especially if Zach Tom comes back.
They're probably resting their starters versus the Vikings.
No, I'm saying is like I would rather like, even though rest starters, quote unquote, I'd like to see if Tom could play for a little bit. And then you have him at right tackle and Jordan Morgan at left tackle.
Oh, okay.
Because you're going against Van Ginkel and Turner next week. I don't want Jordan to die a week before the playoffs.
Well, I also don't want Zach Tom to get any more hurt, you know?
Yeah, fair.
I mean, he's been banged up all year. Like, I don't know. I think that if you can, like I said, if you can, I would start him at left tackle. I think now is a good time to do it. And we can go over this more in the Vikings game, but when we talk about the Vikings here coming up, and obviously, like, I don't know who's going to play. We don't know who's going to play at this point, so it's going to definitely be up in the air. But I mean, Jordan Morgan, like you said, though, had a really good game, and he's continued to stack success upon success. It started a little rough last game and got better as the game went on, and it's really only gotten better from there as well. I also was impressed with Bullard, his comments at the end of the game too. Like I think it's nice to see a cornerback who's been playing well say, "Hey, yeah, like we need to get our stuff together, otherwise we're gonna be sitting on the couch."
Him and LVN are turning into real mature players in the defense.
Speaking of LVN,
he did great too.
Yeah, best game as a pro, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Hugely encouraging there.
I think that it's getting to the point with Bullard that we can't take him off the field.
100% agree.
But then you also can't take Evan Williams off the field.
Yeah.
Do you just live in nickel?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, that's tough. I mean, yeah, I think you can pretty much live in nickel.
Bullard is the most physical nickel corner in the league. I can tell you that much. Nobody else quite plays the run like he does.
And like, who do you realistically sub in for Bullard when you're not in nickel?
It is McDuffie or Hopper.
Yeah.
But like they don't seem to play Hopper.
So McDuffie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a point. I think McDuffie can stay on special teams, do his thing there. I mean, maybe if you want to run him big nickel, but I mean, Bullard hit sticks. Like he does.
And realistically, how many times a season are you going to play a team that's got like a 250-pound bruiser running back?
Yeah. You're not very often.
That often runs their 300-pound fullback out there as a lead blocker.
So, I mean, you're not playing against that run heavy teams. And you'd like to have bigger defensive tackles when you do play those teams. I mean, overall though, like defensively,
LVN did well. Well, he was one of the few bright spots.
Rashawn Gary is horrible. Like, since we're talking about the defensive end, and this is crazy to say, like, just to see
he has regressed
horribly. He's only like 28.
Is he only 28?
I'm like, somebody told me that today that Rashawn Gary is only 28. Yes, Rashawn Gary is 28 years old.
My God.
He just turned 28 this month.
Well, he is like post ACL tear.
Yeah. And he wasn't really an athletic freak before.
Well, he had more juice pre ACL tear for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And for people who are like, oh no, Micah Parsons is a completely different animal.
Yeah, completely different athlete and player. He'll recover fine.
Athletic freak. He's in Christian Watson's realm of athletic freakiness.
He should be back by September next year, hopefully.
That's the plan. That's what he said. So I'm hoping that he is back because we're gonna need him.
Yeah, we will need him.
We're obviously getting ahead of ourselves with the offseason clock, but since we're on the defense,
are we still talking about Rashawn Gary? Because he's just like,
yeah,
he's
bad.
There's no hustle there, and that's starting to become unplayable.
Yeah, he did get benched too as well.
Yeah, like JJ Enigbari has shown more as a pass rusher. So has Brenton Cox.
You have Sorrell and
I don't think it's right to make Sorrell inactive anymore. Like, I feel like it's a bit dramatic to have like Gary inactive, but it feels like it's the right move.
I know. It's crazy to say that, but you can't not activate your one of your top paid players. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
It feels very reactive, but it also feels like the right move. So I don't know. You also can't go into game day with 6 defensive ends active on your active roster.
No, you can't. It's one of those things where you have to take your medicine,
Hmm.
unfortunately. Like, you do and have to hope something happens so that way in the offseason I do think there is somewhat of a trade market for Rashawn Gary just because of the fact that this defensive end class is very weak, and teams like San Francisco, who has a lot of draft picks or who doesn't have a lot of high draft picks like the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they need defensive end talent, are going to be willing to maybe give up a fourth or a fifth, or there's a little bit of bidding more. I think you're maxing out at like like a comp pick third, if like Jacksonville has like an extra comp pick, a third round comp pick. I think you can get that from them for Rashawn Gary just because he does have 2 years of control.
Yeah, the PFF like trade calculator thing, you can get like a late third comfortably for him, but I'm not sure how well that would play out in the real world. Depending on how teams view the edge class, because there are some dudes who are limited by traits that Gary's price might go up because of that. I think he could benefit from a change of scenery, and I obviously do hope the best for him as a player.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's as much of a schematic fit anymore in Hafley's defense than he was under like Joe Barry's. It is unfortunate, but the effort isn't there. The inability to play a full game just has never really been there and isn't there, especially. And that's you've reached a point too where, especially in the defensive tackle room, when you want bigger guys to be on the line to kind of help with the run, you don't have the ability to hockey line up as much as we would like them to do that.
Hmm.
And I think as much as Hafley wanted to do that, I mean, Jordan Riley's done for the year. ACL, or not his ACL, sorry, Achilles injury, done. He got carted off the field.
Yeah.
That's just another defensive tackle in a room that's already just absolutely been depleted.
So speaking of that, you'll see more Bohanna. You'll see more Nazir Stackhouse for sure.
Well, they brought back Jonathan Ford, our former seventh
I
round
think
draft
that's
pick.
just for depth. Speaking of another player who had a woefully bad game, it was rough out there for Quay.
He looks slow. I don't know. I don't know if he was sick or what.
Yeah, definitely looks slow. You don't really want to speculate on what was going on with him, but I'm hoping he returns to like 5 games ago, Quay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the nagging injury because he had what, a stinger, right?
A while ago, yeah. But I don't know why he would look so slow with like a sticker. Either way,
I know there was a bug going around. That's what I'm trying to cope.
yeah, he could have gotten sick like before game day or something and just tried to play through it, but was not great for Quay. However, another Bulldog was good in one specific aspect of the game, and that was Warren Brunson. He took a step as a pass rusher this game, had the highest pass rushing grade on the team.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed with his pass rushing ability. I was. I do need him to be a little bit better against the run, but again,
When
it's
he
Derrick Henry.
when he's fighting through double teams, it's a little hard.
That is true. Like, that is crazy that you're double teaming Warren Brinson. Like, that's absolutely wild.
And the Ravens are a good they're a good defense, or like they're a good offensive line. They've got some big
Yeah.
bodies there. So if you've got two 300-pound offensive linemen like pushing you off the ball, it's kind of hard to get through that. And that's what you see separates like the good defensive tackles from like the great defensive tackles. So if he can take that step to fight through double teams and kind of defend the run a little better, lovely.
Which I think is there because you and I both know this. He showed that a lot at Georgia, his ability to stop the run.
Yeah. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I just think it's a bit of a learning curve going to stop NFL running backs. I do expect him to jump up on the depth chart next year, especially. I, I- if they draft somebody, which I think you and I both expect them to draft someone, I don't think they want to sit there with Colby Wooden, who again had another abysmal game because he's not a nose tackle at all whatsoever, and he's barely a defensive tackle. By barely, I mean he's not.
Yeah.
I'm letting my hate flow today.
You need our defensive tackles to take a step in the run game. And I hope that they do, because they've shown that they can be good run defenders in the past. It's just, I don't know where it went all of a sudden at one point in their career.
It went with Micah Parsons. Like, I mean, realistically, Micah Parsons was getting double teamed. That put a lot more guys one on one. Gives you a lot more opportunity. I think now is a good time for me to get into this because we were talking about this and I was kind of like ranting
Yeah, before we were on the air today.
before we're on the air. Like, what people need, like, there's a lot of talk about Jeff Hafley not adjusting, not being a good coach. This is on him. Players regressing. A whole lot of stuff and people are saying, well, look at this person's PFF grade. Again, I'm going to say this right now. You cannot rely on PFF for all of your knowledge here because it's very limited. It's very limited, the grading system. Like, we talk about it here, but at the end of the day, it's about the eye test. Are they passing the eye test? Like, yeah, we put some stock in PFF grade, but ultimately, you and I both don't value PFF as the be all end all because there are times when they grade players poorly when you and I both watch the game and that player clearly played well.
Yeah.
Clearly played well.
It's a helpful tool, but it also, like, it goes both ways, where they'll grade a player poorly where we think they played well, or they'll grade a player well and we think they played poorly.
And so when it comes to looking at how Jeff Hafley's scheme works, a lot of people are like, I don't understand why they're not closing out games in the second half. I don't understand how they can dominate and then just get absolutely cooked. That's clearly a schematic thing. That's clearly a Jeff Hafley thing. And it's actually not. It's legitimately a personnel thing, and here's why. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I did on my X account. I put this out there several times. How Jeff Hafley's scheme works. Jeff Hafley's scheme relies on getting home with 4. We're not winning with 4. That's just the reality of it. Second thing is to stop the run, Jeff Hafley relies on linebackers, a safety, and your slot corner. Those are the specific people he needs to step up in the run game to close those gaps. Now, your corners can't cover. That was evident. Valentine gave up. They're running cover 0. Valentine gives up a touchdown against the Ravens. They're running cover 0. Nixon gives up the game tying touchdown versus the Bears. So unless you're winning immediately on a cover 0 blitz, your corners are getting burned. So what does Jeff Hafley have to do? He has to send guys back into coverage. So what does that expose you to? Okay, it exposes you to the run. You only have 4 guys who aren't winning. You have an undersized defensive tackle room because you don't have Kenny Clark anymore. You don't have TJ Slayton, who are big bodies who could at the very least fill gaps and let your linebackers go to work. These defensive tackles, Carl Brooks is not a big dude. I think he's sub 300, right?
Carl Brooks, yeah.
He's 296. They have him listed at 296. And when you look at this roster and how much they weigh, like, let's look at, like, if I'm looking at here, Jordan Riley, who's out for the rest of the year, 338. Like, he was your biggest guy in the defensive tackle room. Then Colby Wooden is maybe 280 because he's a converted defensive end. So that's already not going to get you. Azir Stackhouse, 327, but he's a UDFA. Definitely needs some development there.
Sorry, you said Colby Wooden?
Yeah, Colby Wooden.
273.
Yeah. Well, and I know they said in the offseason, I thought they said he got up to like 290 or something like that.
Yeah, Carl Brooks 296, so yeah.
Yeah. So both those guys are sub 300 pounds. What do you want them to do? Like, those interior offensive linemen are just going to body those guys. And those are the guys you need to get to the quarterback because Jordan Riley isn't going to get pressure on the quarterback. Azir Stackhouse isn't going to get pressure on the quarterback. Bohannon, he's what? 327. He's not exactly known as a dude who gets pressure on the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So you've reached a point with this defense where you have to pick your poison. What do you want to do? Okay? You want to drop back in coverage and expose the run game, or you want to blitz and expose your corners. It's what do you want to do? That's not on Jeff Hafley. That's on Brian Gutekunst. Like realistically, because he didn't draft a corner, he didn't draft a defensive tackle. Because again, I'm assuming they were planning on keeping Kenny Clark and pairing him with a rookie or like a UDFA in this instance, so that way they could sit behind, learn, build, all that fun stuff. You traded for Micah Parsons. Great move. Don't regret it. I would trade for Micah Parsons every day, 6 days a week and twice on Sunday. But to sit there and say, well, Jeff Hafley hasn't adjusted. Jeff Hafley hasn't done this. Jeff Hafley hasn't done that. Jeff Hafley has a worse cornerback room than he did last year because Keyshawn Nixon has regressed. And Harrington Valentine tries to find a new way to not tackle somebody every week. Like, I'm not trying to be mean here.
No.
And I've tried to
understand.
defend Valentine. Like, you and I both like Valentine in coverage, but that's about it at this point. And he got benched. And to your point, and you were talking about this too, like Nate Hobbs played well in his 12 snaps. He played 8 on the boundary.
Yeah, before he destroyed his knee.
He's just starting to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Then Hayden too. He's done for the year. And he played well at his 6 snaps. You just can't catch a break, man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Jeff Hafley hasn't gone bald from all the players he's losing on defense and just the lack of pieces. Because like realistically, if you're Jeff Hafley, what do you do on defense now?
What do I do on defense now? More stunts and twists, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's about it. And okay, are you ready for this? It's a compounded issue. Okay.
Okay.
Why is it happening? Why are they giving up points late in the game? Why do you think that is?
Selling out to stop the run and being beaten over the top.
Close. It has nothing to do with the defense. It has everything to do with the offense.
Oh, we can't run the ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have an offense that can't run the ball. So what are they doing? They're scoring on 2 plays.
Yeah.
You just got grounded and pounded for 10, 15 plays. Now the offense goes out there, can't run the ball, and then scores on 2 It scores on 2 plays.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to go back out there just after getting hammered again, and you don't even get a break because your offense can't run the ball. And we have been horrible in the red zone these past couple of games. We're leaving points up on the board. So it's like, what do? Do you want their offense to score quick, or you want it to be a quick death, or do you want to be death by 1,000 paper cuts at this point?
Yeah, that's an interesting predicament.
I mean, so Jeff Hafley's like, I'm gonna do death by 1,000 paper cuts because I can at least hopefully give my offense the opportunity to score, or I can hold them to a field goal.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the red zone offense just isn't getting touchdowns. So you're gassed by the second half. And there are some stuff where, like, you and I questioned. And, like, the Broncos game, I think, was kind of an indication where we were like, okay, Hafley, this was not your best game. This was very much a Joe Barry game.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were times where I'm like, oh, why doesn't he have a QB spy on on Huntley this game? Well, it's because he's either blitzing or dropping a guy back in coverage. That's why. Because he can't spare a guy to QB spy. Because either somebody's getting burnt in coverage or they're not getting to the quarterback. So he has to send a guy to blitz. I don't know what you people want him to do. I'm at a loss. Like, and I've had this conversation with several people. I'm like, what do you expect Jeff Hafley to do with paper mache at defensive tackle and paper clips at your cornerback room?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you can do.
Yeah. I feel bad for Jeff Halfley. On the bright side, it might keep him here in Green Bay one more year. Like, it might.
It just might. I hope it does. I'd like it. I'd like him to stick around.
I would too. I mean, but I could rant on this all day.
Speaking of the hand that he's been dealt, a little bit of responsibility falls upon someone whose whose seat has been getting steadily hotter.
At LaFleur?
No, go one level
Ryan
higher.
Gutekunst.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I would not be surprised if we kind of flame out this season if Gutekunst is not the general manager come March.
Do you think Ed Policy is willing to make that change early? Like a year early?
So here's the thing. Yes, but because Ed has been with the team for so long.
Pause there for a second. He hasn't, though.
He hasn't? I thought. Whoa, what? I thought he's been with the team for the past couple of years before taking over as CEO.
I don't think he hasn't been there as long as people realize. Is what I mean by that.
Oh, okay.
He's only been here since 2012.
Ed Policy's only been here since 2012.
Which I know, saying that out loud makes it seem like he's been here long. Makes it seem like it's long.
He's seen the late era Ted Thompson, which didn't really work out, and then Brian Gutekunst, who took over in-house from Ted Thompson. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the change because he could see the similar patterns to where it's going or possibly could go. Because with all due respect to LVN and Jordan Morgan, Gutekunst has lit first round picks on fire at time.
Darnell Savage.
Which is why, and Eric, even though we were both fans of him, which is why happy he traded those picks for Micah so you don't have to draft a player. It's the constant misses in the draft, which kind of suck and are leading to question marks for Gutekunst, as well as some of the outside free agent signings.
I don't think the free agent signings are. I think that's more of his. I think that's been more one of his strong suits.
Well, yes, the bargain bin ones overall. For sure. But whenever he goes out and spends big money, he's hit on 2.
No, he's hit on more than that. Billy Turner, Adrian Amos,
the Smith brothers. But I'd say you'd classify Jacobs and McKinney as his best signings.
Yeah, so that's 7 guys right there.
But the Smith brothers were
McManus too, as well. I know we were questioning it, but I think that's a good. I still think it's a good signing considering what we went through, the kicking rotunda we went through.
Yeah, but that's a no brainer. You're siding with one of the best kickers on the market. You pull anybody off the couch and they'll be yeah, let's sign Brandon McManus.
It's still a good signing. Hey, I'm willing to trash Brian Gutekunst any day of the week. But I think one of the things that he's been good at is his free agent signings. I think there's been a lot more. He's hit on a lot more than most people when it comes to his free agent signings that he's missed. And the ones he's missed haven't been ridiculously detrimental. I think the worst ones.
He's good at trades too. Some of the trades have worked out. Kennard, Willis, Micah, obviously, but
getting a 3rd round pick for Clinton Dix. That was insane.
I forgot he did that. Oh my god.
That that's a wizard of a job there. So I will give him that. And like you mentioned too, getting the breaking off the practice squad guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point though, you can't live like that. You can't, especially if you're a draft and develop team.
Yeah. And with recent history, the only 3rd round pick you've hit on really has been Tucker Kraft.
That's a really good hit too. And
really good hit, but that's of the past 5 drafts, Tucker Kraft and then Sean Ryan has been okay and playable.
Yeah. I mean I think Sean Ryan's issue is that you can blame coaching on, in my opinion.
On my 3rd round pick note, this year it was Savion. Last year it was Marshawn Lloyd and Tyron Hopper. 2023 was
Both of them don't play.
Tucker Craft. Hit.
Excellent.
2022, Sean Ryan.
Should have been a center from the beginning.
Probably, yes.
Coaching.
2021 third round pick was Amari Rogers. Woof. Yeah, so it's a repeated pattern of misses there. And even in the first and second rounds. Like, yes, he drafted Jair. Yes, he drafted Rashawn. Yes, he drafted Kenny. But aside from those three players in the first round, you haven't really had the hits. It's too early to make a judgment on Jordan Morgan and Matthew Golden. LVN, you're getting there. But, like, you can see what LVN's becoming as a pass rusher in front of us, so that's positive, at least.
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely inclined to agree with you. I mean, what do you think the odds are, like, they keep Matt LaFleur then? I think he's a good coach. I understand why people would be like, oh, we should fire Matt LaFleur, because he does have his flaws. But I would like to see him with a actual, like, GM that lets him come to the combine. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, so I am firmly on the not fire Matt LaFleur train. Like, keep him around. Because as an offensive play caller, you can do a lot worse than Matt LaFleur. I'd say 25. If you fire Matt LaFleur, 25 other NFL teams would hire him tomorrow.
Yeah, I think there would be coaches who would get fired if Matt LaFleur got fired. And I'm talking about, like, Atlanta.
Yeah. But if Gutekunst does get hired, Green Bay becomes the top GM job available. I will say, too, like, for Gutekunst, yes, like, the top end of the draft hasn't done well in most cases, but, like, he does get hits later in the draft. I'll give him applause there, like Evan Williams. Rasheed Walker was a late round pick.
Cool. But I don't want to live like that, man.
No, I know.
I want to live on scraps.
Yeah.
I would legitimately, I would rather him miss on, like, 6th, 6th, and 7th more consistently than how much he misses in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
True.
Like, because you're still getting value, but, like, Evan Williams is playing like a borderline all-pro. He's definitely playing like a Pro Bowler, I'd say. But that's rare. Most of the time, you're getting, like you said, you're getting Rasheed Walker in the 7th, but he's still mid. Like, that's his ceiling. His ceiling's mid. Zach Tom was what, like a 4th round pick? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it's Zach Tom, Evan Williams, like these 4th round picks that he's been doing well on.
I think you and I could go at this all day.
We totally could. This will be its own episode later for sure.
We'll have to, like, dissect this and kind of break it down even further. But I in regards to the GM thing, like, yeah, I do think this is an opportune time for the Packers to move on. And I do think we could talk about what that looks like in a later episode. But overall, I think that there are some positives from this game.
Mm-hmm.
And the positives, like you said earlier, Malik Willis played well, should get us a good comp pick. Christian Watson is looking like a top 5 wide receiver in this league. And I think that he's only going to get better. To be honest.
Oh, one more positive too. Kamal Haddon did well before he broke his ankle. I hope we bring him back next year.
He is an ERFA, so he should. I'd imagine they probably do
tender him. Like, he'd be cheap. He's a great depth corner.
Yeah, he was looking good until another guy. You know what's crazy? Like, the not so good note is Bo Melton is technically corner 3 right now. You realize that?
Oh my God, he is.
Because Hobbs is hurt, Hayden is down and out.
Oh my God,
Melton is corner 3. Oh man, I'm sorry to end on a terrible note today, guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's so bad.
That is where we
aren't lying to you either.
No, we are not. Well, you'll have to tune in to the next episode. We'll talk about the Vikings, and we'll figure out who's playing and who's not playing. If there's anybody left to play, to be entirely honest, because everybody who's hurt. That is all, folks. Until next time, go Pack, go.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack Go!